back on.
Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse, Shoney's Tuesday night racing league here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, getting ready for race number 9 of the season. Closing in on the end of the season. Just a few races left and a few more chances for someone to cement themselves with a win here to try to knock Jonathan Jennings off the top of that leaderboard. Let's take a look at those points coming into tonight. You see again, Jonathan Jennings currently at the top of the leaderboard. Jamie Horn sits back in second. Kevin O'Powell, Justin McMahon, and then Lucas Edwards jumping up 3 spots up into the 5th spot. And we'll leave this up on the screen so you can see where your favorite driver is currently in the top 25. As we have just a few more minutes left here in practice. And again, just a few more races left in the season. Currently, Jamie Horn fastest out on the racetrack. Justin McMahon currently second fastest out on the racetrack as drivers still continuing to get some practice in here. You see Justin McMahon just leaving pit road. There's your top 5 fastest drivers as we have just under 4 minutes left here in practice. And last week we saw Jonathan Jennings getting another win. And could he go back to back here tonight from Las Vegas? Although there is quite a bit of stout competition right now as both Jamie Horn and this driver right here, Justin McMahon, are currently faster than him in practice. However, we know practice is not where it's all about. It's all about how long you can maintain your tires here, especially at Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a little bit different of a track. We'll ride along here with Justin McMahon. And you'll hear he's pretty much wide open almost all the way around the racetrack. A little off the throttle there, right back to the throttle in the middle of the corner here, trying to set that car down in the middle of the corner. Down the Nellis backstretch and into turn number 3. Right down on that white line and then back to the throttle to get a good run down the front stretch. And that's a lap here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The other thing we want to talk about this track is the character. And I always talk about the character of certain racetracks, and this one is no different. A lot of bumps, very bumpy track. It's one of those tracks that you'll see as they come down the backstretch here. You see just how much that car moves around here on Justin McMahon. So watch for that tonight, as we just had a driver go second quickest And that's the 87 of Jeremiah Stutzman. So Jonathan Jennings is currently 4th fastest in the session. We see Kevin Brown in the chat. It says, welcome all. Thanks for the broadcast. 33 is glad to be back at the track. And that is right. Kevin Brown back out on the racetrack. Currently being shown, let's see if I can find him here. Currently 14th fastest on the speed charts. There's that 33 machine. But again, this is just practice. Anybody can go out there and set a blazing lap. And as I say that, Jonathan Jennings jumps up the 2nd quickest. So again, practice is practice. It's all about the race. Here at Las Vegas, it's a hot, slick track. Let's see what the track temperature is here tonight. We'll take a look at that weather. And 14-mile-an-hour wind, 85-degree air temperature, track temperature 112 degrees. We see Jennings get up into the outside wall. So very, very slick track as we see that 87 sideways through the corner. And we're going to see that all night long here. So stay tuned for some amazing racing. Usually when the track gets nice and slick like this, it definitely puts it in the driver's hands. You'll see drivers slip sliding all around. You'll see drivers having to tiptoe a little bit. But that can also wear out their right front tire. And here at Las Vegas, as hot as it is today, you can easily wear out that right front or just as easily wear out that right rear. So watch these cars change balance quite a bit. Watch the times fall off quite a bit as we got about 45 seconds left here in practice. Of course, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Kick. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, the Doghouse Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar, or take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Also can't forget to talk about our great partners over here at Intensity, including our longtime partner, the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products, if yours is right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Or if you are interested in going see the new Twisters movie, check out the Butt Kicker. See what movie theaters around you use Butt Kicker technology. Get that 4D feeling. So check that all out at their website, thebuttkicker.com. Of course, our great partners over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. And if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, or you're looking to pick up some of Allie Atman Reese's racing gear, or even some of our novelty swag, go ahead and check us out over at intensityracing.com. Get a quote today over at intensityracing.com. Drivers making their way out onto the racetrack. We see Adam Weichel out on the racetrack, Justin McMahon, Christopher Simon, Jonathan Jennings, Jamie Horn, Mark Dumont going to be the first driver to make their way to the start-finish line. Just realized I didn't have any game audio on, so I apologize for not letting you guys hear the roar of the engines as these cars make their way around the racetrack. And while I'm at it, I want to thank or shout out the Doghouse Racing League's website for all your stats, standings, driver info, and more. Check out doghouseracingligue.com. There is a link down below in the description. Chris Lethwich just came across the start-finish line to take the green flag on his first of 2 laps. Shoney's machine planted to the track right now on cooler tires, but once those tires start to heat up, we'll see these drivers slip sliding all over the place as Jamie Horn currently top of the leaderboard with a 30.97. Lucas Edwards goes second fastest with a 31.09, then Jonathan Jennings with a 31.10. Chris Lethwich comes down across the start-finish line here. We'll see where he ends up on his second lap. That's going to be good enough for fourth currently. Lucas Edwards just came across. Currently still in third. Big entry coming across the line. He's going to jump up into the fifth position, knocking Kevin Powell back a spot. Here's John Smith coming down to the stripe. And that 23 car is going to jump up into fourth. So a big move right there for the driver of the 23. Here's Kevin Brown coming down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And Eagle says, thanks for the broadcast. Let's go Jeffrey Engel, number 89. As here comes Kevin Brown down across the stripe. And Brown is going to stay currently in that 13th position. There's Jeffrey Engel making his way down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And Engel down across the stripe. And he's going to stay currently in that 14th position. Here's the 117 of Richard Leclerc. As Jeremiah Stutzman just went fourth quickest on his first lap. See if he's able to improve on his second one. As we see Richard Leclerc coming down across the stripe. That 117 is going to stay in the 18th position. Here's Stutzman coming down across the stripe. And that 87 machine is not going to be able to improve his time. He does improve his time, but does not improve his position. So Stutzman currently in the 4th position. And looks like next driver out there on the racetrack is the 64 of Patrick Struby. 64 machine yawled out and sideways. Oh, he gets a little loose there. He's going to make his way slide down onto pit road. That is going to disallow his time. And with about 10 seconds left, that is going to do it for all qualifying here tonight. As we get ready to look at our starting grid and get ready to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As we get ready to take a look at that starting grid, and on pole tonight, 98 machine of Jamie Horn with Jonathan Jennings in the 91 rolling off from position number 2. Lucas Edwards rolls off from the 3rd spot with Jeremiah Stutzman in 4th in the 87 machine. Then back in row number 3, we'll find the 23 of John Smith and the 13 of Chris Leftwich. Bill Gentry is going to roll off 7th in the 4 machine with Kevin Powell from 8th. Chad Waller in the 66, winner at Daytona, rolls off 9th with James Wagoner back in the 10th position. Mark Dumont in the 114 rolls off 11th with Christopher Simon in the 27 back in 12th. 13th we'll find Stephen Bonomo with Justin McMahon back in 14th. McMahon, who is so quick in practice, finds himself back in 14th on the qualifying attempt. Then Kevin Brown rejoins the league back in the 15th spot. Jeffrey Engel rolling off from 16th. Michael Dow in the 50, he'll roll off 17th with Gary Armillo back in 18th. 19th will be Richard Leclerc, and Orlando Harrell back in 20th. Eric Warman going to roll off 21st with Chris Melton back in 22nd. Patrick Struby back in 23rd. Mike Leftwich in 24th, and Adam Weichel is going to round out the field here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A little bit of a driver's meeting going on right now as the drivers get ready to make their way out onto the racetrack. Well, they're on the racetrack, but make their way behind the pace car here, get rolling. getting ready for 74 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It looks like Jamie Horn's going to choose the outside here on this initial start, putting Jonathan Jennings down on the inside. And with the progressive banking that's here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Horn's choice to start. Here we go, Case going to get anything up hard, left-hand turn down on the pit road. And Jamie Horn going to be the control car up on the highway. So they make their way down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in a field 2x2, door-to-door for the lead as they go down into turn number 1 for the first time. And already starting to see them fan out almost 3 wide as they make their way through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Pretty even down into turn at number 3 is Jennings and Horn. More bumps down on that low side, but Jennings going to take over the lead, muscles around the 98 machine. John Jennings going to lead lap number 1 here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. See Lucas Edwards coming through in the mix, and here comes Horn back to the lead. As Jennings going to fall back into second, and right there we see Lucas Edwards takes a dive down into turn number 3. Almost some contact between Edwards and Jennings as they come down through the trioval. And Lucas Edwards going to take over that second position. But for the back row battle back here between the 806 of Jane Wagner and Bill Gentry is here comes McMahon. Rolling that high side as well, trying to get around the Ford machine. Well, that's going on. Kevin Powell looking down to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman. Trying to follow Chris Leftwich right through as well. While that's going on, we've got a battle heating up for the lead. Lucas Edwards down on the low side. And Edwards going to take over that top spot away from Jamie Horn as the field comes down the backstretch. And some 3 wide racing a little further back. Chris Leftwich was just in the middle, 3 wide between Jeremiah Stutzman and Kevin Powell. He's going to fall back as Jonathan Jennings trying to roll forward. Right behind him, Jason Wagner. Trying to move his way through the field as well. So already quite a bit of racing going on here. While the tires are cold, these drivers are making hay while the sun shines. Stutzman and Powell battle at it. Stutzman going to use that high lane to his advantage right now. And this is one of those tracks that's a major momentum track. What I mean by that, the longer you can stay in the throttle, the better you're going to be. Last Wednesday in my league, we ran Las Vegas in the Cup Series, and the caution come out. Halfway through the stage, I came in, took tires, drove from last to second in about 20 laps. So tires are going to make a big difference here. And with that being said, new tires are going to beat old tires all day long here, even with just a few laps on it. 3 wide yet again, just Leftwich force it in the middle of Jamie Horn and Jonathan Jennings. And Jennings falling back right now. This is not something we normally see. Jonathan Jennings back in the 5th position. Just not able to get that car going forward. Same with Jamie Horn. Lucas Edwards continues to lead as Jeremiah Stutzman now being challenged for that second position as Chris Leftwich takes a look down to the inside. We're going to have to tuck in behind Jeremiah Stutzman there. Lots of side-by-side racing going on. As the caution comes out, and it looks like it might be for, oh, is that Stephen Bonomo that was caught up in this one? Looks like it was. I think Jeffrey Engel might have got a little bit of this as well. We saw Patrick Struby slowed down, so we'll take a look here from the Wreckage Rewind to see exactly what brought out this caution. It actually started on the backstretch. So we see, is that Jeffrey? I believe that's Jeffrey Engel up into the outside wall. Bounces off the wall, comes down into Stephen Bonomo, who makes hard contact head on in the outside wall. See him staying right up against the outside wall here. Looks like it was just those two involved in that one. A couple of cars coming down onto pit road. We see the 50 of Michael Dow, Orlando Harrell on pit road. Obviously, Jeffrey Engel getting some of that damage fixed up on his car. Stephen Bonomo, a lot of damage to that 9 machine. If it's your first time watching the Doghouse Racing League here on Intensity Broadcasting, these drivers do not have resets. No fast repairs, so any damage that's accrued during the race, they will have to get fixed up, or unfortunately may have to retire from the race, depending on how much damage those cars have. Now, Lucas Edwards going to restart on the front row here. He's going to have Christopher Leftwich right there next to him. Row 2 is going to be Jeremiah Stutzman and Jamie Horn, Jonathan Jennings, Kevin Powell back in row number 3. John Smith, Chad Waller, row number 4. Justin McMahon up 5 spots up into 9th. And James Wagoner back in 10th. Will be your top 10 here on this restart. As the lights on the pace car are off, looks like Lucas Edwards is going to choose the inside lane for this restart. So far, your biggest movers of the race, 2 drivers up 6 spots. That's Adam Weichel back in 19th, and Chris Melton back in 16th, up 6 spots. And you've got Justin McMahon up 5 spots, along with Eric Warman up 5 spots as well. So a few drivers making their way through some moves here. As Chris Leftwich disappears on our screen. Looks like he had a connection issue here. Just heard it could be a weather-related incident, so let's see if that 13 does indeed come back onto the racetrack as the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Edwards gets to the throttle here. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Already Jamie Horn trying to use that high lane to get back around the 76, but he's going to tuck back in line behind Lucas Edwards. As Jonathan Jennings now on the inside of Chad Waller trying to take that spot away. Right in front of him, we see Kevin Powell looking down to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman as they come off of turn number 4. And the side-by-side racing is exactly what Lucas Edwards wants to see in his mirror. While what he doesn't want to see in his mirror is this 24 car coming in a hurry, already up into the 7th position and trying to continue to march forward to try to challenge for a win here tonight at Las Vegas. You see 3 different lines being run here between the 98, the 93, and the 87. Stutzman running that high lane, Horn running down on the bottom, Kevin Powell kind of running in the middle. That's the uniqueness of Las Vegas Motor Speedway being a racing track that allows you to run many different lines here. Seeing exactly that. Chad Waller has now moved up to that high side, working that first seam up, or that top seam. When I say seam, that's that dark line that you see on the racetrack. It's actually a rubber seam like you would see on the highway, on your local roads. That's what they use to kind of prep the track here. Don't really want to have your tires on that seam, but if you're above it or below it, you can find some grip. A little further back, you see Kevin Brown trying to battle with Christopher Simon. Brown's worked himself up into the 11th position, up 4 spots from where he started. Battle for seconds heating up as Chad Waller just made a move down to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman and moved Chad Waller up into the 2nd position. Great racing throughout the field. We're seeing lots of movement here as Adam Weichel has some issues back here. Let's see if we can see what happened to Weichel. Oops. He just got a little bit into that outside wall, then made his way down through John Deere country. Great job though keeping it straight, so no caution as we see Chad Waller trying to run down the 876 of Lucas Edwards. Right behind that, we see Kevin Powell now take a look down to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman. Powell able to motor around the 87 machine, move himself up into the 4th position. We got a little battle back here between Mark Dumont and Bill Gentry. Battle for the 12th position. Now, ooh, big wiggle for the 114. Off of turn number 4, almost got down into Eric Warman. Fortunately, everybody able to keep it going straight. And we stay green. Warman trying to get around the 114. It looks like he's going to clear him here down the backstretch into turn number 3. Here comes the 49 of Chris Melton. Trying to work around the 114 as Warman goes around Kevin Brown. While a little further up, Jonathan Jennings looking down to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman. Stutzman though fighting hard up on that high side, and look who is right behind him. That is the 24 of Justin McMahon up into the 7th position and closing in on this battle in front of him with James Wagner right behind in the 806. Jeremiah Stutzman now gets a good run up on the high side. Was about to challenge Kevin Powell for the 4th position. Thought better of it. Now still working that high lane. Jonathan Jennings not able to make a move yet on that 87 machine. Oh, we got one car sideways going through the grass. That is Gary Armillo down through the grass. Another great save. Looks like he might have got up into the outside wall as well. Yep, that's exactly what this looks like, is a little contact with the outside wall. Sends him shooting down across the racetrack. But able to keep it straight, so we stay green. Eric Warman starting to run down the 27 of Christopher Simon. Meanwhile, Chad Waller has a mirror full of Jamie Horn, as here comes Horn trying to make a move down to the inside. But Horn not able to make that move happen. He's going to tuck back in behind Chad Waller. Gets into the outside wall. That allows Jamie Horn to take a look down to the inside. And Horn almost able to clear that 66 off of turn number 2. They go side by side, door to door into turn number 3. Pass. Chad Waller thought about making a little crossover there. Was not quite close enough to make that happen. While John Smith looking down to the inside of James Wagner. John Smith going to take over the 8th position. Chad Waller looks like he's going to lose a couple more spots here as Kevin Powell able to get around the 66. And here comes Jonathan Jennings trying to make a move on that 66 machine as well. Jennings, an unfamiliar spot back in dirty air. We're not used to seeing Jennings stuck back. How long it takes Jennings to get back to the throttle. Meanwhile, a little battle back here. Kevin Brown, Chris Melton, and Bill Gentry is the other car in this battle. While that's going on, Lucas Edwards has a mirror full of Jamie Horn, who's cut down that lead, which was just over a half a second. Now it's just 2 car lengths. As Horn and Edwards go door to door, side by side for the lead as we start lap number 30. Justin McMahon now starting to lose a couple spots. He was able to drive all the way up to the 6th position. Now he's starting to fall back, and he's battling with John Smith for the 8th spot. Smith's going to take that position away. Here comes James Wagner to the back bumper of the 24. Christopher Simon trying to follow through as well. Jonathan Jennings now. Talked about him a few moments ago, and now starting to make his way back through the field. Battling with Kevin Powell for the third position. And Jennings able to take that position away. As now the 23 of John Smith takes a look down to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman. So as this race progressed, we saw a lot of comers and goers in the beginning of the race. Now we're seeing more comers and goers as the race progresses. Drivers like John Smith, Jonathan Jennings, Jamie Horn showing a lot of pace right now. Jamie Horn now over almost a second lead over second place Lucas Edwards, and Jonathan Jennings right there in the mix as well, as Jennings starting to run down that 76 machine. Jennings looks like he's going to be able to get by Lucas Edwards going into turn number 1. Move Jennings up in the second behind Jamie Horn. As Chad Waller starting to make a little bit of ground up on the 93 of Kevin Powell. We are just a couple laps away from halfway. Battle shaping up here between Eric Gorman and James Wagner. It's a battle for the 10th spot. Gorman trying to run down the 806. To go down into turn number 3. You see right in front of him, Christopher Simon right there on the back bumper of Justin McMahon. Michael Leftwich taking a look down to the inside of Bill Gentry down into turn number 1. Move Leftwich up into the 14th position. Wait. We got a couple of drivers, sounds like getting ready to come down on the pit road. I think I heard before. Was coming down on the pit forward road. There he is. So that could lead a bunch of drivers down on the pit road. As we hear Kevin Brown getting ready to come down the pit road this time as well. Able to get it down to speed and on the pit road. Jamie Horton still out in front as we just crossed the halfway mark. Jonathan Jennings half second back, starting to reel him in. You see Garamillo, you can't hear, but Garamillo just said he's coming down pit road at this time. There he goes, making his way down on the pit road. We got a battle here between Christopher Simon. Oh, Lucas Edwards out of control down here. Saw that car completely sideways. Edwards coming down on the pit road. 31 down on pit road as well. I think you heard somebody else say they were coming down pit road this time. I think it was 64. Yep. Patrick Struby down on the pit road. Richard Leclerc also on pit road. Kevin Powell is just announcing his departure on the pit road. Also Justin McMahon, John Smith on pit road. Mark Dumont getting ready to come down on the pit road as well. So green flag pit stops continue here. Sounds like Chris Simon going to be coming down on the pit road when he comes down this time. Jamie Horn, Jonathan Jennings also down on pit road. We see Jeremiah Stutzman on pit road. Chad Waller. It's going to get the lead of the race to the 49 of Chris Melton, Orlando Harrell, and Michael Dow. The only 3 cars left the pit. It looks like the 49 is going to make his way down on the pit road this time. That's going to put Orlando Harrell to the lead. He's going to get passed by the 93 of Kevin Powell to unlap himself. So there are 10 cars on the lead lap currently as they run. There's John Smith coming to unlap himself. Jess McMahon right there as well. You see the 50 of Michael Dow, who is currently in the 2nd position. So right here is the battle for the current lead. When it all cycles around, it looks like Lucas Edwards will be out in front. See Lucas Edwards right in front of Jamie Horn. And Jonathan Jennings a little bit further back. Harrell and Dow continue to circulate the racetrack and pass pit road yet again. Here comes Mr. Simon by. That puts 11 cars on the lead lap. With Jeremiah Stutzman, the next one, make his way down to unlap himself in 12th. Michael Dow down on the inside. He wants to lead a lap here. And he will indeed get around Orlando Harrell. As Jeremiah Stutzman gets ready to unlap himself. There's the 4 Bill Gentry and Kevin Brown back there as well. So you see these faster cars trying to work around our leaders. Great battles as looks like Orlando Harrell gave the universal sign that I'm pitting by dropping down to the bottom of the racetrack. But he stays out, so throws me for a loop there. As Jamie Horn has gotten back around Lucas Edwards. Really running back in the 3rd and 4th position. So this will be the battle for the top spot when the 2 cars left the pit come down pit road. Christopher Simon taking a look down to the inside of John Smith. This is a battle for the 10th position. Simon able to use that inside lane to drive around the 23. And right behind him we see the 64 of Patrick Struby, who is currently being scored 1 lap down. Gonna get around John Smith, and here's Orlando Harrell down on pit road. So all but one driver left the pit. That is the 50 of Michael Dow, who I imagine should be coming down pit road either this time or next time. And I can't imagine he has much gas left in that car. Passes by pit road. He was last on pit road on lap number 9, so he's one of the cars that did come down pit road and top off. As we have just 25 laps to go. And now Dow's going to peel off down onto pit road. That's going to give the lead back to Jamie Horn with just 25 laps to go. Jennings taking a look down to the inside of Lucas Edwards. Battle for the second position. And Jennings able to take that position away. But Edwards trying to fight back to the inside. Trying to wrestle that position back. Jennings able to take and keep that position for now. Now Kevin Powell coming into the mix. Edwards and Powell battling it out here for the third and final podium spot. Powell gets that position. Again, Edwards trying to pull a little bit of a crossover here. Gets down to the inside on the apron, down into turn number 1. Edwards barely able to squeak back in front of Powell. And Powell's going to have that good run up on the high side. We go side to side, side by side, door to door, almost make some contact there. And Edwards going to have to tuck back in behind Kevin Powell. When we cross the line next time, we'll have just 20 laps to go. Meanwhile, up front, Jamie Horn is trying to get some pressure from behind. From the 91 of Jonathan James, who is now just a few car lengths back. So with 18 laps to go, Jamie Horn starting to get some pressure from behind from Jonathan Jennings. Meanwhile, look for the back. We see James Wagner trying to run down Jeremiah Stutzman. This is a battle for the 11th position. As one car leaving pit road. I believe that was the 11 of Adam Weichel making his way off pit road back onto the racetrack. There's a battle here between Mark Dumont and Michael Dow. Dow on much fresher tires than Dumont is. Dow pit on lap number 50. Dumont pit on lap number 40, so 10 lap newer tires, and you see the speed difference between those two drivers. Chad Waller applying some pressure to the 76 of Lucas Edwards. Back bumper of Lucas Edwards. We're coming to 15 laps to go. As Waller trying to use that high lane to get a run here on that 76 of Lucas Edwards. Tabasco machine was hot early, starting to cool off in these final laps as he falls back into the 5th position. Not too far behind, we see the 24 of Justin McMahon. Trying to run down Lucas Edwards and put himself in the top 5. Michael Dow again on fresher tires, freshest tires out there, starting to run down the 421 of Orlando Hill. This is going to be a battle for the 15th position. So a little bit of a gamble here at Las Vegas where Michael Dow did not pay off on in the end. Be able to gain a couple spots here in the closing laps. Chad Waller still just ahead of Lucas Edwards as our leaders. Jamie Horn and Jonathan Jennings continue to circulate the track. 12 laps to go. As Edwards trying to take another look down to the inside of Chad Waller, trying to retake that 4th position. Not quite close enough to make that move happen. So we're coming to just 11 laps to go. With 10 laps to go, Jamie Horn starting to pull back away from Jonathan Jennings. Leaders are coming up on the lap car of Mark Dumont. And Justin McMahon. So Lucas Edwards is able to get around Chad Waller, and now McMahon able to get around Lucas Edwards. Where Edwards fighting back hard for that 4th spot. So they go door to door, side by side into turn number 1. There was almost some contact between those two drivers. Ooh, as Edwards gets up into the outside wall. Chad Waller. We're going to take a look down to the inside of Lucas Edwards. So moves up. Justin McMahon up 10 spots, up into the 4th position. With 8 laps to go, I don't think he's going to have enough time to run down Kevin Powell, although he is quite a bit faster. About last time by, he was 5/100ths quicker, but there's a 1.2 second lead, or gap, excuse me, up to Kevin Powell. And then McMahon just a little bit faster, but I think he is going to run out of time. Meanwhile, this battle continues to heat up right here. Christopher Simon, Eric Warman about to do battle here for the 7th position. Simon right there on the back bumper of the 31. Simon takes a look down to the inside of Warman. These drivers are starting to really be aggressive here on these closing laps. I hate to say it, but could we see a late race caution that could throw a major monkey wrench into this race as Simon will use the lap car of Richard Leclerc to get around Eric Warman and move Christopher Simon up into the 7th position. Jamie Horn now with almost a 3/4 of a second lead over Jonathan Jennings as we come to 4 laps to go. Jennings, who is going for 4 wins in a row, now finds himself in the runner-up position with 4 laps to go. Meanwhile, this battle continues to go on track as Edwards back around Chad Waller. Continue to battle at the same time. Eric Warman and Christopher Simon still nose to tail with 3 laps to go. Now, if it was to happen with with more than 2 laps to go, we would see a green-white checker. However, once the white flag flies, the yellow flag will be put away. One more opportunity for that to happen as we have just 1 lap to go. As Chad Waller and Lucas Edwards continue this battle. Waller's going to have to give up that position now as Edwards takes over the 5th spot, and the white flag flies. We have just 1 more lap to go here at Las Vegas. Jamie Horn out in front of Jonathan Jennings by just over half a second. Can Jennings put that car in cruise control and make it to the end? Down the backstretch for the final time and into turn number 3. As he comes off of turn number 4, Jamie Horn is going to win it here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jonathan Jennings is going to bring it home in 2nd. Kevin Powell back in 3rd. Justin McMahon rebounds with a great 4th place finish. And Lucas Edwards brings it home in 5th. Jamie Horn's going to come down onto the front stretch where he's going to celebrate this win. right here on the start-finish line where Jamie Horn's going to burn it down and celebrate his hard-deserved victory here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He's going to park it right there, and we'll take a look at the final results. Again, Jamie Horn gets the win. Jonathan Jennings comes home second. Kevin Powell back in third. Justin McMahon and Lucas Edwards round out your top five. Chad Waller brings it home sixth. Christopher Simon back in seventh. Eric Warman, John Smith, and Chris Melton round out your top 10. Then Jeremiah Stutzman finishes in 11th. Jeremy Wagner back in 12th. Kevin Brown, Michael Dow, and Bill Gentry round out your top 15. Orlando Harrell back in 16th. 17th was Mark Dumont. Richard Leclerc back in 18th. Gary Amio back in 19th. Patrick Struby rounds out your top 20. Eric Weichel comes home 21st. Jeffrey Engel 22nd. Mike Leftwich 23rd. Chris Leftwich back at 24th. And Stephen Bonomo rounds out the field here tonight at Lucky Las Vegas. And just before we get our interviews underway, we want to thank everybody for joining us again tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We do appreciate you tuning in. We want to thank our great partners here, including the Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. And if you're a moviegoer and want that extra see your pants feel, check out the Butt Kicker. See what movie theaters in your area might use Butt Kicker technology. Don't forget about our website over at intensityracing.com. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at intensityracing.com. Of course, Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Of course, the Doghouse Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. There's your West Virginia locations right there, so you can see where your see if one of them is close to you. And we'll get ready to get our interviews underway here. I see the black screen. I'll get that fixed in just a second. Trying to get some better views here for the interviews. And there we go. We'll start with our third place finisher, Kevin Powell. Oops, if I click the right section there we go. Kevin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, Josh?
Man, a great run for you here tonight. Coming home in third. Great run for the team in general. It seemed like you guys on that first run kind of fell back a little bit with saving tires and then made it work there at the end with the pit stops. Talk about the strategy you guys had today and how the track was, because the track looked incredibly slick from up here.
Oh, yeah, man, it was slick. The front end was pushing. Like, there was no grip on the front end at all. Like, coming out of 2, coming out of 4, it was like you hit a sheet of ice and up to the top you went. But, nah, man, we really wasn't saving tires at the beginning of the run. Las Vegas is just one of them tracks where, you know, you can... It's like old Atlanta. It feels so good, but you don't know, like, that you're burning your tires up super bad. So, like, we kind of noticed, and, you know, we let some guys go because it's early in the race. There's no sense to race like that. No sense to dive bomb. So we let the guys go, and, you know, coming back around to when it was time for people to pit, we showed that, you know, running your pace and not overdriving pays off, because we were 1, 2, and 3, and then we pit. Lucas Edwards jumped me a little bit, and we just fought hard, got back around him. But I don't know what I did there, man. My tires was just as good as the guys that finished 1 and 2. I don't know if I just was trying to, you know, conserve that third place. I don't know.
Well, regardless, it was a great run for you, and a lot of different names up here tonight. We saw Lucas Edwards leading a bunch of laps. Chad Waller was up there. Trying to think who else was up there for a little while. John Smith made his way up into the top 5. The track seemed really racy, and it seemed like there was, even though it was slip sliding around, it looked like able to get good runs and just race around people that normally we don't see up at the front. Talk us through those intense laps where there was a lot of side by side, 3-wide racing there, especially on new tires.
Yeah, so that's always nerve-wracking. You got to know who you can go 3 wide with, who you can't, who you need to let go, who you need to race. Who you can lay on the door. Like, not everybody drives the same, and I'm not saying one driver is worse than another. It's just, like, if I go into the corner with someone I race around a lot, I feel more comfortable than someone that I'm not used to being around. And so I just, at the beginning, like I said, it's the beginning of the race. No need to, cause a caution. Let's see how it plays out. I'll back off, let you go, and hopefully you're burning your tires up.
Well, you don't have to name names. We kind of know, that 91, he's hard to race around. No, I'm kidding. No, it was a great race for all three of you here tonight. Jamie getting the win, John coming second, you coming third. And next week we move on to Bristol Motor Speedway, which is complete opposite of this track right here. Another track, though, that can burn up that right front. How do you like your chances next week at the short track?
I'm not good at Bristol. I'm good at short tracks, but for some reason Bristol, I eat that right run up, and I don't know. I'll run up front and find myself around 5th to 10th at the end every time. So maybe we can get some practice in. Maybe I can work with the team, and we can figure out where I'm going wrong there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think the season's starting to wind down. I know it's really tight in points between me and Jamie, but I think this just boosted him a little bit more. So I got some more work to do, but looking forward to it.
Yep, just 3 more races after tonight. So again, congratulations on the podium here tonight, Kevin. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jamie. I think it's his first win within our league, in any series. So congratulations to him, man. He's been working really hard, putting in the time. He's very dedicated. He's a team player. I'm proud to see him get that win. The whole team is proud of him. Shout out to my team bringing it home 1, 2, and 3. And Steven, he had some issues early on. I think he got caught up in a wreck, and he had to tow. Give a shout out to you guys for the broadcast each week, man. Y'all do a great job, and we appreciate it. And y'all been around for a while now, and so I really look forward to Tuesdays. Give a shout out to all our sponsors, Shoney's, and I know I'm forgetting a lot of them. SSR Designs. Anyone I forgot, I'm sorry. And shout out to the admins and Daniel. Hope to see him back pretty soon. He's had a busy week this week.
Yeah, it's always tough when the league leader isn't here. But man, great show here tonight. Congratulations on third, and good luck next week at Bristol. Maybe you'll figure something out.
Yeah, thank you, Josh.
Have a great night.
You too.
So that was third place, Kevin Powell. Let's bring in your, not used to saying this one, but your second place finisher, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, you got Josh up to booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, like I said, I'm not used to saying second place finisher, Jonathan Jennings, but man, great run regardless for the entire team here tonight, finishing 1, 2, 3. It looked like you were struggling a little bit on that first run there. Was on the outside or on the inside there, led the first couple laps, and then fell back to like 5th or 6th. Was that just the tires kind of caught you off guard? Did something happen, or were you just trying to save something there at the beginning of that run?
I was trying to save some tire there. I ran it hard in practice, and I knew what the result was, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to save as much as I could without falling too far back. I didn't want to go back that far, but the caution coming out didn't help, and after that, I kind of had to get going.
Yeah, there's a lot of different. I was saying to Kevin, a lot of different names up at the front here tonight. We saw Chad Waller up there. We saw Lucas Edwards leading some laps. Trying to think who else was up there. John Smith was up there for a little while. A bunch of drivers just really you don't see up at the front too much, but it's nice to see the parity up there. The track seemed incredibly racy, running up the high side, the low side, the middle, kind of typical Las Vegas. What part of the track did you see that seemed to find had the most grip for you, and where were you able to make your big moves there?
The top was quicker, but it wore the tires up so bad. I had to move around at the end though, try something, try to catch up to Jamie, but yeah, the bottom was the way to go, but the tricky turn was 3 and 4. It just you have to take it a certain way, or the nose just takes off up the hill with you.
Yeah, that's again kind of typical of Las Vegas. But next week we go back short track racing. We go to a track that I know you love, and that's Bristol Motor Speedway. How do you like your chances next week at the last great Coliseum?
I don't know. Haven't been there in these cars. And it can go good or it can go really bad, considering it's like a conveyor belt. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of an unknown, almost like a Talladega or a Daytona,
Yep.
where just anything can happen and it happens so quick. But man, another podium for you here tonight. It breaks the winning streak, stops it at 3. But again, a great points night for you and a great team night. And before we let you go, Jonathan, anyone you want to thank? Any shout you got to give?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast, Daniel, and all the admins for putting stuff together each week. The league sponsors, Shoney, SSR Designs, um, Fanatic, and one more, Roots Fits. And congratulations to Jamie on the win and my brother on the third.
Yeah, great team effort here tonight. And Kevin says he really struggles at Bristol, so I know you guys are going to be logging some laps there. So maybe you can show him the ropes and get him around that track a little bit quicker.
I don't know. Jamie's a good one to lean on too.
There you go. Well, good luck next week. Maybe you guys have another 1, 2, 3 finish, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You as well. So that was second place finisher Jonathan Jennings. Let's bring in your winner here tonight. Winner for the first time this season, Jamie Horn. Jamie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I think you pulled me back.
I pulled in the wrong person there. Let's try this again. So, winner for the first time this season, Jamie Horn. Jamie finally getting that monkey off the back, getting the win here tonight. Had a lot of speed. Big flip flop there as far as drivers who were running up front, then kind of fell back, and you had the speed all night long. It looked like that final pit stop is what got you the race win. Talk us through that final stop and talk us through your race here, your strategy to get yourself the win here tonight.
Yeah, the final stop, I honestly thought I'd mess it up some going in. I felt like I went a little too conservative and allowed Jonathan to catch me a good bit going into the pits, and then coming out of the pits, I just seemed to get a pretty good gap on him coming out, and I was trying to build as much as I could for the first couple of laps and not burn my tires off, and it seemed to work out pretty good there. I know it was a challenge trying to go through 3 and 4 and not burn the right front up.
Yeah, this is a track, especially as slick as it was tonight. It's really easy either to burn up the right front or burn up that right rear. And the track seemed awfully racy. There's a lot of 3 wide racing. I know on the initial start, you took the high side, and Jonathan was able to beat you for that first lap. In hindsight, did that high side just not get going on starts, or was there something that happened there on that initial start that set you back there right at the beginning?
It didn't go how I planned. I knew you could get a really good run off the high side, but I was out of our all of our practices we had done throughout the week. I hadn't really tried the high side any, and I was hoping to get a a decent runoff and come out the leader and maybe him and Lucas or Corey be battling out and it just didn't work out how I planned on that start.
Well, regardless, you were able to finally get the win here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now, next week we move on to Bristol Motor Speedway. How do you like your chances at the last Great Coliseum?
Bristol is my favorite track, so I'm hoping that it's going to go good for me. I feel like I got a pretty good shot there, and I know I have some stiff competition, but I'm looking forward to going to Bristol and seeing if we might can get another win.
Well, I know your teammate Kevin there said he does not like Bristol. He's not very good there, so maybe you can run some laps with him, show him how to get around that track, being it's your favorite. So, again, congratulations getting that monkey off your back here, getting your first win of the season. Stopping Jennings' winning streak at 3. And before we let you go there, Jamie, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Thank you and everything y'all do broadcasting each week. Thanks for Daniel and all the admins for everything they do, getting everything going each week. And I gotta give a shout out to my team and all the practice we do. It definitely helps make us better each week. And my mom for watching and looking forward to next week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations. Good luck next week, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Have a good night.
You as well.
Bye.
So that was your winner, Jamie Horn, finally getting that monkey off his back, as I said, and getting the win here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And that's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Racing, or Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget hit that like button, follow and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, I want to thank you all once again watching, whether you're watching live or watching it back after the fact. We do appreciate you tuning in, and hitting that like button really does mean a lot for us, so go ahead and do that if you can. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Don't forget to join us next week from Bristol Motor Speedway. And as our boy Atlee, Atman Weiss would say, over and out.